In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
I move the following pending background check and fingerprinting. These are positions. Tiffany Whitman, NMS science teacher. Alexander Molson, NMS NHS course teacher. Leah Weston, NMS ELA teacher. Catherine Stewart, NES paraprofessional.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries 5-0.
Pending background check and fingerprinting, I move the following coaching positions. Football, head Aaron Lewis, assistant Tyler Johnson, assistant Eric Jones. Volleyball, head Tommy Thompson, assistant Chip Williams. Field hockey, head Michelle Jennings, assistant Aaron Darty. Golf, head Alan Garland. Cross country, head Dr. Cotto. And volunteers, James Weldon football and Arthur Crowder volleyball.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries 5-0.
I move we accept the rescinded resignation of Jennifer Davis.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
I move pending background check and fingerprinting the 28 substitutes as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries 5-0.
And I move we accept the resignations of Sarah Gordon, NMS science teacher, and April Walker, NMS ELA teacher.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries 5-0.
And that's all I have right now.
Okay, great. I need approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries 5-0. Approval of the minutes from 5/4/2026 and 5/26/26 school board meetings. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion or changes to the
No, sir.
minutes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries 5-0. Presentations, Dr. Leslie.
Okay, we only have one presentation this evening, and that is the Northern Neck Wooden Boat Building. That's going to be Miss Katie Wilkins.
Thank you, Dr. Curran and Dr. Leslie, members of the school board. As you mentioned, I'm Katie Wilkins. I'm the talented and gifted coordinator here, but have another role as the founder of the Northern Neck Wooden Boat School, which originally started out as a sort of project that I piloted with my gifted and talented students, but we have had some exciting new developments and wanted to thank the Northumberland County School Board and administration for your unwavering support for our program and allowing us a little spot to put up our temporary structure to allow our classes to take place there. The program that once started as teaching kids lessons that we piloted in my gifted and talented classes has now expanded to any Northumberland student that wants to build a boat can sign up for our program. And as you can see there, the image up there is our summer program, which we have 13 Northumberland students that are enrolled in it, and we've got local volunteers that are in the boat building industry and woodworking industry that have are so generous to share their knowledge and skills for some hands-on lessons with our students. So we encourage you to drop by anytime and see what we've got going on. We're building 3 beautiful wooden skiffs this summer. We're a little over halfway done with our summer program. We meet on Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 12. But just wanted to thank you guys so much for your support with our program and for our students. And wanted to officially invite you all to our ribbon cutting event, which is going to take place Monday, June 22nd at 10 a.m. And it'll be located in our building right here on the campus. The day after our program concludes for the summer is Thursday, June 25th. We are going to take our boats down to Horn Harbor, and we are going to launch them there at 5 p.m. And these events are open to the public as well. We'd love to see as many people who want to come out and support our program there. Also, we will be at the 4th of July celebration in Reedville, hopefully in the parade with our new boats. And we have a cardboard regatta event coming up in September. And just wanted to share that information with you guys and invite you to come. And thank you again for your support. David Clark, who's normally my co-founder and is normally here with me, wasn't able to be here tonight. He's been a little under the weather, but wanted to share all of those sentiments with you guys. We have had some exciting developments with our program. We've recently become our own 501(c)(3) that allows us to do our fundraising efforts and grant efforts. We never charge money to any of our students, so we get donations from the public and get grants and things to help support our program, and just wanted to say thank you for allowing this to happen. This has been an amazing thing to see, and I invite everybody to follow us on Facebook, where we're updating daily with all of our progress, and you can see the kids actually working. But I'm really, really proud of our 13 students that are involved in this program. They've really made some amazing strides, and it's just been a beautiful community program. So
Thank you so much.
just wanted to say thank you for your support.
Well, thank you and David Clark for all that you have done, all that you're bringing to the school system. Your enthusiasm is just wonderful to see, and you definitely have a career in sales if you ever wanted to be career. So
No.
Thank you very much, Dr. Curran. I'm not planning on going anywhere. I love it here.
that's awesome. Thank you.
I look forward to the Facebook update today.
Okay, let's see. That's the presentations. Dr. Pika, you're up.
Well, since I get to follow happiness and joy, I'll start off with it's good to be here. How about that? All right, revenue and expenses. And I realized that, Shelley, I didn't give you the revenue report. One of the reasons I didn't is, well, A, I forgot, but B, revenue overall this year so far, what we've booked is $5,360,407. I do not have 100% confidence that that's an accurate number, simply because we're starting to run some figures. The state EDI has one report for a certain pocket of our revenue, and we are about 3 6-digit figures away from that number. So I'm trying to figure out, when we reconciled with the county treasurer, where it might be a little bit off. It's probably just some double entries that I think maybe I've done, but we have verification for all of it. So I'm working with the county treasurer to try to figure that out. So that's why you don't have a full revenue. You've got the 2 different buckets. You've got the EFT payments that went out and the check payments. I'm happy to say most of our payments are going out EFT. So that saves us money and time on checks. So you've got that information in front of you. Let's see what's next. Okay, I know it says approval. I can't remember what we did last month. I thought we weren't going to do approvals anymore, but
We're not gonna go.
okay.
Yep.
All right, so then the next item up is the finance summary. Couple things. The state anticipated revenue for this year, this fiscal year dropped. We're about 60K shorter than what we thought we were going to be. That will not impact negatively any aspect of the budget. I have been misreporting how many accounts we have in the chart of accounts. I've been saying it's on 1185. It's almost 3,000. There are almost 3,000 lines in that chart of account. So the good news is the revenue chart of accounts is now reconciled and matches what the state requires. The Virginia Department of Education requires certain things be in the chart of accounts. They are there. The only changes we may have to make for the revenue side are when the new reports start coming in fiscal 27. If there's any new codes or different codes in there, we will then match to those. But right now we're matched to this year's. Doesn't mean the revenue entries are matched. It does mean the codes are matched. On the expense side, that has been a little bit more of a lift. We are, I'm happy to say, as of 5:37 today, we are done with technology, nutrition, not quite 100% O&M, admin, facilities, and transportation. So we have aligned all of those chart of account numbers to the state required chart of accounts. In the past, we've been using 4 as a nutrition fund. It shouldn't have been. It should have always been a 2. I got that confirmation from the head of budget for VDOE. So I'm changing all of that. It will have no impact on what happens on a daily basis. What it will do, however, is decrease the errors that are getting thrown when we try to pull out the data out of RDA to report to the state. It has to go through this funnel that changes everything up and then spits it out in the correct format. We actually pay RDA to do that. So I'm trying to get some of that removed so that we can just spit the data out the way it should be. Don't know if it's all going to work or not, but that's where we're at right now. We still have the education accounts all the instruction accounts that need to be done. We had a fabulous meeting on June 4th with all the division directors and principals. We are changing the processes for next year for spending. We are moving the county out of the operational day-to-day management and into what should be fiscal oversight. A county finance director, a school finance director are responsible for making sure things are legally and sufficiently done, not for cutting checks, not for doing purchase orders. We're getting out of that business. We are giving that responsibility back to the directors and the principals. So each finance, I call manager, I think the official title is something else, but each school has a finance manager,
Site-based.
a site-based finance manager. That's the person that is going to be responsible for making sure that the purchase requests are entered. The school principal will be the one responsible for approving those. You're going to get a budget. It's going to have all the money in it that was approved by the school board and the board of supervisors. You will have to manage to that budget. If you go over, you will have to find money out of one of your other accounts to match. If you happen to go over in all of your accounts, we're going to convene a board of all the other managers in the instruction category. You will then ask them if they're willing to give up some of their money to cover your overages. If everybody in instruction goes over, or I'll use the admin category because this category went over this year, we will convene a board of all the financial managers. You will make your request to that board. Somebody will have to give up money in order for you to get it. That will then go to the board of supervisors for approval. So what we're doing is shifting the county out of the day-to-day management and giving the school back full, if you will, responsibility. If, however, people don't play nice or by the rules, I'm taking away the permissions, right? Because we have to make sure we're aligning with the legal expenditures. Because we're centralizing or collaborating on the purchasing of supplies and technology, there's going to be an authorized list. I've already met with Mr. Basie. We have another meeting that's planned. I have another meeting planned with Mr. Hardcastle to go over the processes. So we're going to be getting scale on supplies for certain things, and then each school will still do a lot of their own. So we have another session that's planned on June 18th at 1:30. We're giving people time to digest what the processes are. And I did publish those for everyone to see. And then we're going to have a question and answer session. I did get a request from one of the schools if I could have the instruction accounts done. Yes, yours will be done, Ms. Lipton. They will be done. I can't guarantee all the instruction accounts will be done, but the middle schools will, so that we can kind of test out. And the reason that it's taking some time to harmonize, we're changing the titles, we're matching them. We're also looking to make sure that that is a legit code, if you will. And then we have to collapse the appropriations into that category. So where I'm at right now, per Virginia code, there is supposed to be a line item budget. As soon as the budget is approved by the county, it's supposed to be published in line item format on the school website. It's not there yet for everyone in the public, for anyone who's looking, it's not there because we have to align the expenses with the new chart of accounts. So what goes up is what is actually going to be spent. So like I said, I'm done with most of them, except for I still have O&M to finish and instruction. So I anticipate having that done. It has to be done within the next 2 weeks because we have to start assigning the correct codes to pay people. So there's, there's 10, 10 and a half, 11, and 12-month employees. So we have people getting paid out of accounts they shouldn't because maybe they've moved around. So we have to start the new year with the correct codes. So the new HR specialist started today. We've got a meeting internally on Wednesday to try to figure out how to do this because every single contract and pay account needs to be looked at to make sure it's hitting the correct one. So that's going to happen. We're going to be pausing all financial activity from June 22nd to July 3rd so we can get all this done. We're not getting purchase orders anymore. We're getting a lot starting for the new year, which we're not processing because we don't have that set up. And so we are getting a few bills still coming in. We will continue to pay those, but we're going to have to put a hiatus because we have to make sure the accounts, you're hitting the right accounts and everything's balancing and matching. The good news is people are cleaning out their desks and they're finding some overdue bills. So we're getting those in the queue and getting those paid. And I think we should be fine. We will not be closing 26 because it can't be reconciled. 25 isn't closed either because it's never been reconciled. And that is not, look, it's not my thing, sorry. But I'm not a good reconciler for a lot of reasons. And one is I don't have the time, but two, we really need somebody that has a background in accounting to do that. What we are doing is matching numbers. So what I can tell you is that we are making sure the numbers match. So today I'm super happy to finally announce we got some journal entries stuff corrected and the nutrition account expenditures match within $180 of what the county's tracking. So that's pretty good. I can't call that reconciled because it hasn't been line by line, but what I can say is we've looked at all the expenses and they match. So that's what I'm calling matching. A line item budget. Okay, observations. So I made a mistake. For everyone who's listening, yes, I said that. I made a mistake last month in May when I asked about the bus purchase. I took the full amount that needed to be approved rather than just what the school needed to pay. There was money left over in the CIP for the buses. So I've got a list of actions at the bottom. So I'm correcting that to drop it from the 35 down to the 4,900. The revenue recording, that's going to need to be a new director of finance. Dr. Leslie has reassigned someone to come help us part-time from one of the schools to kind of help get some of the things done that we need to get done before the end of the year to kind of close out this year and start the new one. She's doing some matching between what the state provides as EDI and what the county provides. So she's reviewing my records that I've been doing to make sure she can see if there's any mistakes or corrections. That's still not a full reconciliation, but we're going to try to do that for expenses. I don't know if we can get it all done for the revenue. To date, the school system, thanks to all the reimbursements that have been requested, there's been $472,560 that has been returned to the county. As of last Thursday, I don't have the full figure, but the request was for $322,401 to be put in the school CIP for the playground and buses. And I think there was more that was moved. So based on the work that's been done, the returns that are there, the county, rather than adding new taxes in, the county is going to has authorized the use of this money for the NES playground. So there's going to be a new playground by the fall, if I'm getting things right. Is that correct, Karen? New playground by the fall, and they're tossing in a bus. So that money is coming back to the students in the school at no expense to the taxpayers. So that's super exciting. Let's see. I would like to ask the school board for a change in policy DJ, which is the small purchase authority. So this year, when I first came on board in September, October, I can't remember when, I said, look, we can't possibly follow that policy because it's 2,500. And so we've been burning through everything we need to burn through without following that policy. I would like to request that the board consider raising that from 2,500 to 10,000 with a minimum of 2 quotes and or Kellen, what do we call them? Not bids, or not formal bids, but 2 quotes. So what we'd like to start doing, the policy, the procedures that we're putting in place for next year, if any purchase throughout the entire year is going to total more than 10,000, I've asked for it to come in front of this board. So what that means is, for example, we have occupational therapy bills. What's been happening is the services get bought, every month a bill comes in and we just pay it. We haven't bid that out, even though in some cases the total may hit the limit what we need to for the state. What I am asking the board to do is raise that from 2,500 to 10,000. We will collect the things we need to collect at the school. If we're going to be buying office supplies that cost more than 10,000 throughout the entire year, we're going to come to you and ask once, we would like to buy this many office supplies through the central coordination. We anticipate the bill will be this amount. We will put in a purchase order that limits it to that amount, and then we're done. We're not going to come to you every month for every little thing that adds up to 10,000. So when we go for the larger bills, I know utilities and fuel and some other things are excluded, so those are out. So the request is we raise it from 25 to 10,000. I've done some analysis that'll cut about 61 actions from coming to you. You're still going to have about 50 or more actions that are going to come, but we're going to try to lump them. So that's one request. And what we're doing with that change, we're going to be looking at the purchasing. We're not going to allow people to split. So if you've got somebody that's going to be going to the same vendor 4, 5, 6 times, there is no more on-demand purchasing. And this includes for the large market online marketplace vendor. If we're seeing multiple purchases coming in because we think people are trying to split the 10,000, so they're under it, they're stopped. If we see that this person's buying this headsets and this person's buying headsets, we're going to ask them to be combined, and we're going to talk to Mr. Basie and get them all bought at once or throughout the year. We're going to be putting in blanket purchase orders with the vendors we use a lot, and we're going to be putting quarterly limits on some of those blanket purchase orders to make sure we can manage within budget. So I'll stop there for any questions before I move on to the motions in this section. What did I miss?
Question, as always. Checks and balances on the director's budgets. Is there going to be a limit when they reach, say, 90% of their budget that they have to meet with a group or the group to authorize any expenditures as a group for that last 10% so that we're sure that we're not having overages? And also, there's typically, as you know, a 30-day, 60-day delay and bills coming in. How are we ensuring that our numbers that were being presented are accurate at the time they're being presented? And there's no back delay, because that's the problem we've had in the past here.
Okay, so I missed, thank you for asking, Dr. Chair. So Dr. Chair, thank you. I missed a big step in this process. The school board already has an existing policy that requires the principals and directors to meet with the superintendent monthly on their budget. To my knowledge, it has not been followed. That is a standing school board policy. I think it's based in Virginia code, but I'm not sure. So we're implementing that starting 1 July. So in August, every month, every director and every principal will come and meet with the superintendent and the finance team to look at their spending, and not just their spending in discretionary accounts, but also in the salaries. So what we're going to be doing is, it's going to be every month we're going to assess how things are progressing. What we're going to do, what we did this year to control for that lag, everybody will be putting in a purchase request. You cannot buy anything without the request approved. The directors are still going to have their purchase requests approved by the finance team, because there's nobody that, in order to split the duties to make sure there's oversight, there has to be the second approval level. So everyone is going to have to put in a purchase request for the amount of what they want to buy. We're asking them all to do plans right now. The plans are due 1 August. So every school is going to have to say, this is what we anticipate buying throughout the year. When the purchase request comes in, the funds will be encumbered. meaning they'll be bookmarked, so nobody else can use them for anything else. In some instances, like we know, what is it? The governor's school has it's 100 and some odd thousand. So the line item for the governor's school, I'm going to have it encumbered at the beginning of the year. So that looks like it's already been spent so that it doesn't get overspent. So we essentially have 3 new checks and balances in place. 1, we're adhering to the school board policy that there's a monthly meeting. 2, you're required to submit a purchase request that will encumber your funds. And 3, we're going to encumber some of the funds ahead of time to make sure that we've got money available. In the accounts that I think are high risk, and my assessment for high risk is based on what's happened this year and in the past years, I'm going to encumber funds quarterly. So what'll happen is you're only going to see a quarter amount of balance to spend. So in essence, what we're doing is the quarterly appropriations that the board did without the nightmare that is the paperwork. So those are some of the, those are 4 different methods that we're going to be using to keep control over the spending. And again, the directors and the principals are the ones that are responsible for those funds. So when it gets to the point where something's at 90%, then if we hadn't caught it, shame on us, because we're going to be meeting monthly. And essentially, just like we did this year, we stopped spending and just only let stuff trickle in to make sure that we had enough to get through the rest of the year. So the goal is never to go to the Board of Supervisors with a supplemental request unless it's money we didn't anticipate coming in, and then that's extra money in the budget, not taking it from somewhere else in the county. Did that answer the questions?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so you're asking for a lot here.
I know, sorry.
Do I hear a motion to correct the May vote on the bus purchase to modified amount from $35,026.40 to $4,973.60?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Please skip number 2 for now. Please skip number 2 for now. I have,
All those in favor?
sorry.
Any discussion? Sorry. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, that motion does carry. Skipping 2. You have a motion to increase small purchase limit from 2,500 to 10,000 with 2 quotes. The board it's a policy decision. Our policy is going to have to be changed. The board hasn't had a chance to discuss it, so I'm going to table it. And we'll talk about that at another time. And then a motion to accept, do I hear a motion to accept certification bonus deposit of $645 when it arrives in the county treasury?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, and that motion carries.
All right, my apologies on jumping on before. So the reason I've asked number 2 to be tabled right now is because that's not the correct, I don't know that that's the correct amount. So for the nutrition budget, I'm not sure where it sits, Mercer. There it is. So this is probably the 4th or 5th version of this that you've seen. Earlier, there was a version that I had put together that was based on the revenue that the nutrition manager had given me. The anticipated revenue for this coming new fiscal year is $750,000 in state and federal funds, not in any earned funds. And that top number of 832 was based on actual expenses in the financial system, adjusted 2% for the raise and 4.5% for the insurance, which created, if you will, a shortfall. So the nutrition manager came back with revised figures on expenses that are lower than what I had for the actual expenses. That's why that number is 766,299. The revenue did not change. The anticipated revenue from the state and feds remains at 750 for anticipated, which is a little bit higher than we had this year. So that's good news. And so that's why I don't know what you want to vote on. There was a discussion of this at the Joint Finance Committee meeting about voting. So I'm not sure what to do with this. And I'll turn it over for questions.
Well, there's a couple issues on the table here as far as I'm concerned. Both boards had voted to do an internal audit of the school nutrition budget. I don't even know that that's even started at this point. So I think it would be irresponsible at this point with the fluctuation in numbers to go ahead and vote on this. But I would move that the school board recommend that the school nutrition budget be passed on to the Board of Supervisors based on anticipated revenue only without carryover funds. Until that audit can be completed, at least this will get the budget moving forward, and it won't, the lag will not be on the school board side. So do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Okay, any discussion? Go ahead.
Can you add in the dollar amount? Because there's 750 in anticipated Fed revenue, Fed and state revenue. There's the possibility for other revenues. And so your motion was based on the revenue projections, and the only revenue projections of which we are relatively certain is the state and Fed.
I actually wrote it down and I did say it.
Okay.
So I'd like to amend that motion to include the revenue of 750,000.
Say again, 7 what?
750,000.
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Donations?
So before we go through the donations, I was hoping to invite up our two members of the Boosters Club really briefly. I know they had some special news that they had wanted to share, which we're super excited about. I'll add that.
Members of the school board, thanks for your time this evening. My name is Christian Chirilla. This is Alan Garland. I'm the co-chair of the Boosters Club. Latoya B is the other chair. Alan's the treasurer, and our grant writer, Leslie Garland, couldn't be here this evening, who really gets credit. She's been working with the Wiley Foundation to receive a grant for the playground. This will be in addition to the funds that you guys have secured. But the additional amounts will be $50,000 from the Wiley Foundation. And then Alan's got a couple comments on just some private fundraising we've been doing as a club separate from this.
Yeah, so far for members of the community, we've raised another 3,000 in addition to the 50 from the Wiley Foundation. And we're not done. You know, I know that the amount that was allocated for the playground is pretty much a bare bones playground. We're going to try to keep pressing and get you what you really want. So it's not over yet.
Thank you.
Hey, if I could just, I've said it in meetings before, and the Boosters Club haven't been here, but the school board and the schools themselves really appreciate all the hard work that the boosters have done this year. We got new boards for the sports teams and everything, and the work you guys do is incredible. Hopefully I'm going to see the golden toilet around next year. But you know, I just think it's really important just to recognize that, you know, you guys are all volunteers. You're not getting paid for this. This is amazing that you can raise, or, you know, $53,000 for our playground. I just can't thank you enough. I really can't. And I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of everybody.
Well, thank you all. We're happy to do it. And we've got the check here if you'd like to officially accept it.
I don't do money.
Maybe to the clerk. The clerk.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
auction another cow. I'll buy another chicken.
Thank you so much.
Karen, gonna have that in, right? 53,000. Karen.
So we have several donations. That one was 53,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
With greatest thanks. Also, the McKinley family, Matthew and Stacy, a donation of six brother sewing machines for the MS Family and Consumer Science Program for $670. The NNK Beekeepers, a donation of art supplies for NMS for $65. Afton Methodist Church, a donation towards the NHS JROTC program for $1,000. Michael Downing, a donation of funds to purchase NHS Beta trading pins for $486. Randy and Kim Wilson, 30 reams of paper for NES for $300. The Calio Moose Lodge 917 for NHS and MS softball batting cage replacement supplies for $500. And the Connemara Corporation Arrow Curtain for JROTC for $472. We thank everyone.
Do I hear a second on the donations? Yeah. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So moved. I'd like to make a motion here at this point too, that all the funds that are raised by the Booster Club that are specifically earmarked for the playground be used for the playground and no other avenues.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That motion carries. Madam Clerk, can you make sure that motion goes to the Board of Supervisors? Okay, you're up.
All right, so next up is the superintendent's report and of course, director's reports. I'm just going to give you a brief overview today because there's quite a few things on the agenda, but of course, all of these reports are posted and we are welcome to take any questions. You can email us, give us a call if you have any questions. So overall, we're super busy now that it's June and July because it's summertime. Just a few highlights I want to go over. We do have the salary scales on for approval this evening, and hopefully if those are approved, we will be able to get contracts out so everyone will be excited for that. Just to reiterate, we are excited for the CIP funds for a new bus for our bus fleet to be purchased. And again, that's also up for action by the school board this evening. In SPED, we have completed our CAP plan and we're working closely with Virginia Department of Education, Operations Department, working still on our well and doing a great job as Stantec is working by that for that permit with DEQ. We're doing a lot of work in the area of federal grants, doing a little catch up on some things, and we've been able to get some things submitted for the month. So just a lot of exciting things happening, very busy downtown. And so, like I said, if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Do we
That's
need
all I
a
have.
motion on the bus?
We put it under action items
Okay.
because we will.
And that's where we are.
All right, so I will keep talking then. For some reason, there it is, didn't come up right away. So I am requesting from the board a vote for the proposal that was accepted by the Board of Supervisors in the amount of $325,708.84 for the playground. There are also some drawings here, so just wanted to draw some attention to that. The playground has been put together in these green and gold. If you have been watching the Board of Supervisors meeting, it is important to point out that with some money that was already in the CIP account earmarked for the playground, that brought the total in that account to $310,407, which is less than the proposal that is on the table. But with the gracious donation of the Wiley Foundation through the Booster Club and the money that they collected, we would have enough to do this proposal and then do anything supplemental to that to embellish the playground. So it would be requesting approval for that so that we can go ahead and start working on getting things ordered.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve such request for it? I gotta say the dollar figure.
So
Dr.
moved.
Leslie, 310,000.
Yeah, this proposal was for $325,708.84.
But they only approved what for the playground?
The Board of Supervisors approved $310,407.
For, continuing my motion, sorry, for $310,407 for the playground. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
I'm just gonna put out a yay. Yay. I'm so thankful to the Board of Supervisors we get this ball rolling, put us right over the line. So thank you very much for their work. I did invite Miss Brannon, but Miss Branham, but I'll allow her to stay in her seat unless we have supplemental questions. We also have a request to approve the purchase of a new school bus. Again, these funds were appropriated into the CIP fund by the Board of Supervisors in the amount of $161,684, which is the price of the bus that we would like to purchase to begin rebuilding our fleet.
Do I hear a motion to approve the Board of Supervisors request to move CIP funds of $161,684 to purchase a new bus? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And that motion carries 5-0.
All right, so I also have to add a yay for that one. Super excited to get a new bus. All right, we do have some new salary scales that were presented, for the board's approval for the 26-27 school year. These salary scales do represent a 2% raise for all current employees over the salary that they received for this fiscal year. They will on this scale also have corresponding numbers for their 2 years of service that they did not see necessarily correspond last year.
I move we approve the salary scale as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And that motion carries 5-0.
You get to stop listening to me now. The Director of School Nutrition has a proposal for the board regarding a summer nutrition feeding program.
Good afternoon.
This is a new program. They just kind of rolled out. We had heard about it. I wish this would have been going on when we had COVID, but it would have been a lot easier. But what this does is it sends, once we sign up with them and the parents can go, there's a QR code. We can put it on Facebook. We can put it in the paper. We can do flyers. And all they have to do is scan the QR code and put in the children's names and their address. And they will get a 7-day of breakfast and 7 of lunch. Because as we know, a lot of these kids don't get that when they're not in school. So I thought it was a great idea. I've kind of been talking to the surrounding counties as well that are doing it. There's Lancaster and Richmond County. And I had first thought we would do a lot more students, but in talking to Lancaster County, the director, she said they've only got about 200 that have signed up. I know you've gone through it. Is there any questions that you might have?
Thank you for looking.
Madam Clerk, can you just scroll down to the reimbursements?
And yes, just to break in for a minute, we do the federal government, the way that that we do our reimbursements are on a per meal basis, not on what it's not like we're giving them the bill. And it's just like during the school year as well. So, and in that,
I'm not sure if this is going to be a policy thing, or I think the board is going to have to table this for right now and take a look at it. And I actually have a bunch of questions that I just don't want to grow you on right now. So I think if it's okay with the board, we can table this and look at it at a later date.
To table it before it starts.
right. Because as of, there's a certain day that we have that if we don't, like, I've got my application that I put in, because we have to have applications in for any of the programs that we do. and it's kind of sitting there right now. I would just have to, put in, like the date we were going to start, because they are really the summer program is different than our school year program. It just is. We can't just start whenever we want to. They have to have exact dates. As far as the federal reimbursement, even if we started like I said, in July 18th, we would not have a reimbursement. Like we wouldn't have a reimbursement. I would put the reimbursement in at the end of June. So that way June would not be owed until July. We have that 30 days.
I don't know, Dr. Pica, maybe you can help me out here. Will this affect the fiscal year budget at all?
It should not.
I was asking
Oh,
her.
Pika.
Are you looking at affecting this year's budget or next?
Yeah,
Okay, so it really depends on when the reimbursements, if the program is fully reimbursed, then it's a wash. Contractually, the way the contract is written, we're going to be using another county's contract. Their contract states that the vendor only bills once a month. So as Ms. Hamlet said, we don't have to wait on that. We're going to be using next year's money to pay this bill until we get the reimbursement. And so I don't know if it will impact, if all the reimbursements are done by September, then we start the year fresh and clean. If they take a little bit longer, then it could potentially impact spending in that realm because revenues come in at different times. So based on the 750 that you just did, Sonny, what was the total cost for this program if we did all of it?
Oh,
It was,
I don't.
90,000, I think.
It depends on
Yeah.
the meal.
it was around 100 we would have to lay out money
I
and
think we
then,
had to lay out about
Yeah.
90,000.
Well, but with only 200, figuring 200 meals, even if they billed every 30 days, I figured it wouldn't even be 20,000. I really don't think we're gonna end up with having 400.
Has the contract
kids.
been awarded?
Yes, what they did is, Richmond County, the director, he went out to
Miss Hamlet,
bid.
talking to the mic
Oh,
if you would.
sorry.
Please. That's okay. Thank you.
Richmond County, the director there went out to bid. And what he did in that is he made sure that he put that all of us in the Northern Neck Co-op, he even specifically put our school divisions. And once he's done that, then it kind of like includes us. So we're like within compliance as far as a bid.
So if I'm hearing this right, this is a potential financial issue that is going to have to be ultimately approved by the Board of Supervisors. And I would recommend that this group table it and offer you the opportunity to present this to the Board of Supervisors, making sure that they're aware that they're going to have to potentially allocate funds ahead of time to make sure that the program can be successful.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Is the board okay with that? I don't
I
we
mean,
need a vote on that, but that's just my thoughts. I don't know what anybody else is thinking.
It's saying the final reimbursement will be in by August 28th, which is prior to Dr. Pica's date of September. So-
yes.
But that, I mean, ultimately, if you want the board of supervisors, I'm for that.
Well, just to let you know how I do my reimbursements, usually like as of, if I know, like we decided to do the last week of June, what I would do is at the end of June, I do those reimbursements and it usually takes them about 2 weeks on our end for me to see it in an EDI report. So I think for the county, maybe it might take them a little bit longer to get the money. I'm not sure how that works, but I know that I see usually within 2 weeks, and it's been like that all year, that they'll give me confirmation on our reimbursement. So I'd like to think that that reimbursement would be in before our first bill is due. And we would have, all of them would be in before the end of, what did you say, in September, August, the end of August? Is that what you said? The reimbursements would have to be, everything would have to be in by the end of August, right? First of September, and that could happen. We could do that because our last delivery, I think I had it, was for like the first week of August. Because once the kids are back in school, then that's it. So they would do it like for the Monday before. It would be for like the full week.
What's the board's desire?
I just hate to sit on it and these kids not get fed this summer. That's, I mean, we know it's gonna be reimbursed. We know we're getting the money back. I just hate to sit on it because of that reason.
And what's the earliest time you can start it?
I emailed him today and he hasn't emailed me back, but I'm thinking probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks because we've got to get the information out. And once we do, then parents have to be able to sign up. And that is one thing I really truly believe in. And that is getting that information out whatever way we can. I mean, the radio station, I'm good with contacting them. I mean, whatever we have to do.
So we're still looking at another couple weeks, but our kids have already been home. And that's what's bothering.
It's been, yep.
Ultimately, though, it is finances, so we can approve it as a board and it's still gonna have to go to the Board of Supervisors.
But they'll
So-
already have that foundation of our approval.
And I'm okay with that. I mean, I
Yeah.
just want them involved in the loop
Oh, no, I understand.
for responsibility reasons. So do I hear a motion to accept the summer proposal and
Pending.
forward that motion to the Board of Supervisors for approval?
So move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Any discussion? I'm sorry. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The motion carries. Madam Clerk, could you make sure that goes to the Board of Supervisors as well?
I want to thank you very much. Thank you.
Where are we?
Okay, the next item that I have is the Indian Spirits Dance Team requesting to attend an overnight dance camp at James Madison University, July 23rd through the 26th. So as I read this proposal, there is not a request for funding, rather there is just an approval of the overnight trip.
I move we approve the overnight trip.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries 5-0.
The next item I have up, I believe, is through Mr. Basie for the print management system.
Do you want me to just see the print management system or go through the list that I had?
Say it again.
So do you want me to go through the list that I had or just the print management part?
I think you could just give them an overview.
Okay, yeah. So UBEO is the company that we use that manages our copiers right now. So we were running some numbers. We have a few different things that are happening at one time. You'll see the Cloud Stream print management solution. Next year, Windows is moving to Windows Protected Print. Most of the drivers that we currently use won't operate quite the way that we're used to them working. So I was trying to find some solution to work on that. What that's going to do, it's going to help us, one, avoid that driver issue. Two, the big thing is it's going to rein in the overages that we've had from overprinting. So far, we've been getting invoices for, printing too much on most of the copiers. That will give us a management solution. Next part is that it will also give us 7 e-faxes for the copiers that we have. I ran some numbers with our Verizon bills. We're paying roughly $75 per analog phone line. Verizon will also be getting rid of the analog phone lines next year. Based on just the cost that we're paying on the analog phone fax lines right now, it will cover the majority of the print management and the e-faxing. I think we are at about $100 a month difference. So I was looking for approval to go with UBEO for the print management and e-fax bundling solution. I've done a bit of work with them to try to get the pricings down on everything. That's also going to be for 60 months. We'll be locked in at that price. That's a different. Shall I go back to the other one?
I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
Here. Yes. So this is for the print management and the faxing. And this will also be removing our Verizon landline that's currently used for the fax machines.
Do I hear a motion to accept the recommendation of the UBEO recommendation from the as presented?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Thanks for your hard work.
Thank
You're
you.
doing research and I really like that.
I've been trying.
Thank
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Basie, thank you.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Basie, for the monitor.
Is it helping?
It really helps.
Good.
As we get older, our ears are, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
This one here is going to be for computer purchases. Connection is formerly Gov Connection. They are in the Virginia procurement vendor list. We have used them for, honestly, before I started working here years ago. This is going to be for 100 Chromebooks and 10 teacher computers to replace inoperable and missing devices that we've had. I've already run through my budget lines and I've made sure that we are going to be underneath the amounts that I have available for this fiscal year. And this is also, this has been a little bit difficult. I'm not sure if you've been keeping up with chip shortages and changes in pricings. The prices have been going up monthly. I've been able to get our vendor to lock us in at this price now. The price is going up again at the end of the month. So I've been trying to get numbers down on everything, but this will be enough to kind of keep us going moving into the next year.
Do I hear a motion to approve the connections presentation and quote for the technology department
So moved.
as presented? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, and the motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. And the last one should be, let's see it up there. We have a last meeting I talked to you about. We were testing up a couple programs for student safety. Currently, we use LineWise as through Borderland. That is our content filter that keeps us in SIPA compliance. So that one right there. So I tested 2 products with them. One was content aware, which does image blurring on certain sites that don't get picked up. It doesn't seem like that's going to really be too beneficial for us. That was for $1,200. I'm going to decline that. Shall I scroll down a bit? So the LineWise monitor there for full coverage in the school, it's 5100. What that does, it helps us stay ahead and be more proactive versus reactive on student safety and mental health awareness. So with that, the big thing I noticed that's working a lot better than the content filtering that we're currently using is it picks up text. It can pick up things when students are searching for certain things and looking for sites that the filter has not quite recognized yet. It also will severely reduce the number of false positives we have, which saves a lot of time. It also is including 24/7 monitoring and will contact administration counseling if there's a student that's in need at that moment, as opposed to us waiting for like a week or two before. So it's honestly, it works extremely well. I tested it on the middle school for the last 2 weeks of school. It picked up a lot of things that our standard filter missed out on, including when they were setting up like a small chat room through some of the back channel ways the kids have figured out. We were able to monitor that, log it, screen capture it, so we can have it for administration and for parents if needed. So I'm looking for approval for the add-on. And that's, again, only for the monitor, not for the content aware.
Do I hear a motion to approve the Borderland Security Line-Wise Monitor for $5,100 as presented?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And that motion carries 5-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Facility use requests.
Yes, we have 4. I move that we facilitate these requests. First, True Hero Sports Group, use of the NHS gym, classroom, and cafeteria, June 30 through July 3rd. The Northumberland Family YMCA, the use of the bus from 5:18 to 8:08. Good News Club, weekly at Northumberland Elementary School. From September, on September 2nd through 11th, November, 11 to 1. Let me read it as I see it. I'm sorry. I have September 2 through 11
No, it's September 2nd
September
through
2nd.
November 11th.
through November 11th and January 13th through March 24th. Did I get it right?
You got
Thank you, my eyes. 2:30 to 5:30. And the Maycor Macedonia Community Development Corporation, the use of summer camp transportation, our buses from July 13th through the 24th, 8 to 5.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Open comments? Do we have anybody signed up for the public comments? Anybody online, sir?
Press *9 to raise your hand on a touch tone phone, or press react to raise the hand if you're online. There are no comments.
Thank you, sir. Board member comments.
I'll give an update from the Northern Neck Technical Center meeting. We did have our meeting last month, and then we also celebrated graduation with commencement in the Rappahannock High School gym. We did have, and if I've got that number right, we had 24 that were Northumberland High School students that attended and was given their certificate at that commencement ceremony. And then at the last meeting, we voted to approve the 26-27 Northern Neck Technical Center staff. We don't have a meeting in June. Our next one will be coming up on Tuesday, July 28th. And I'll give my update at our August meeting. And that's all I have from the Northern Neck Technical Center.
Any other board members have comments? I'd like to close out by making a motion that the school board request a meeting with the Board of Supervisors for a state of the school finances 1 year mark so that we can be updated. We have not been updated for an entire year officially, and I would request that we have an update. And as such, that meeting may require a potential closed session for personnel issues. We're requesting the meeting between July 6th through the 9th of 2026. And Madam Clerk, I can go over that for you again, but do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Madam Clerk, that motion passes 5-0. Could you please make sure that that motion gets to the Board of Supervisors and the county administrator in the via email or whatever? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
This meeting is now adjourned.